Famous niggas, bitches, man, they gon' tell it all. I promise to keep it real and still fuck with my dogs. How I was brought up, I can't change at all. How they was brought up, I don't know at all. And when they switch up, I can't change at all. And when it go up, I don't know nothing a song. And when it go down, I don't know nothing a song. And when it go down, man, I don't know nothing a song. I don't know nothing a song. Who talking to the law? Got this gun on me, don't chance it. This bitch head go off. Tryna stack money up in my big ass crib so I can build me a motherfucking golf. Course, on the back my shit, killers in the back of the whip. Flip about once, flip about twice, I can't get no action for shit. Flip about once, flip about twice, I can get no action for shit. I'ma go back to the script, and a nigga like me knowing me, I'ma just stick to the script. I'ma just stick to the script. Fuck a bitch a dip, off the rip. RP to my niggas who ain't here. I'm rap for my niggas that's here. Boy, time with my niggas right here. It's going down with my niggas.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm coming to you with another contest prep video. I'm a little over 11 weeks out from my first show and 14 weeks out from the second show. It was also a check-in day today, so I sent those over to my coach, Joe Percher. He got back to me pretty much immediately, which on a side note is something I really appreciate about working with him. Whether it's off-season, whether it's contest prep, he's so on the money with his check-in responses. And especially in contest prep, when things are moving pretty quickly, even though I'm 11 weeks out, like the sooner I can implement any changes, the better. So it's great when he gets back to me 15, 20, 30 minutes. That way I can know what I'm doing for that day. That being said, we're going to be running a high day today. I had a pretty big weight drop over the last 5 days since we checked in last. He pulled food back quite a bit, implemented some T3, so I'm down about 5 pounds in 5 days. Seems like a great opportunity to throw a high day in. So I'm going to show you guys what I'll be eating for that. It's really not that exciting for the first 5 meals. He did throw in a little bit of a fun meal for the last one, so you guys will see what that is. And besides that, later on in the video, I'm going to give a breakdown of the full protocol of what we're doing right now. I'll go over my base diet, all the PEDs, all that stuff that people want to hear about. But before I do all of that, I'm going to be starting my day with a fasted walk. So every morning, I currently do not have any gym cardio in my plan. So I'm starting every morning with about a 20-25 minute walk to get about 2,500 steps fasted. So I'm gonna go get that done now, and I'll be back to show you meal number one. Meal number one's all ready to go. So I got 220 grams of chicken breast, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of broccoli, and I've added 15 grams of sauerkraut to that, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And for the sauce, I got G. Hughes Thai chili, which is honestly the only G. Hughes sauce I like. I've tried like all the barbecue ones. I think they all suck, but anyways, gonna get that down, catch up on some clients, and I'll be back for meal number two. Okay, so we're back for meal number two, which is my pre-workout meal. But before I do that, I always sit down with my logbook and fill out what I'm gonna be doing in the gym that day. So today I'm training back and shoulders. And for the pre-workout meal, I'm going to be doing 150 grams of cream of rice. I have the fruity cereal flavor, which came out a couple weeks ago. Just a little quick review on it. If you haven't tried it, I didn't have high hopes for it, and it was kind of what I expected. I would say it's probably bottom 3 flavors from Elevate. I'm not going to be buying it again. It does kind of taste like Fruit Loops. It's got a really strong lemon flavor. It's just really not that great overall. So if you're kind of on the fence about buying it, I wouldn't even recommend it. There's so many better options. But anyways, 150 grams of cream of rice, 200 grams of chicken breast, and 100 grams of banana. So that'll be the pre-workout meal. I'll get that down. About an hour later, I'm going to leave to the gym. About a half-hour drive to the gym. And next time you'll see me, that's where I'll be.
I'm just speaking lyrically. Mob, no cap. Mob, bitch ass niggas be having them bitch traits. I ain't fucking with niggas cause I know they bitch made. Split them in half like blade. If I'm looking for him, I search for his ass through way. I'm taxing them hits like I'm playing 6-8. Still catching bodies like back in the day. Coke 4-5 or do them the dirty way. Then switch it up with the old dirty 38. Whack them with those and boost up the murder rate. We don't give a fuck, we murdering every day. I ain't bitch, cause all of them run away. Got so many guns, don't know what to tote today. Walk down, run down, that's the yo to the blowway. Uptown coming to hop out and blow away. Is it dope out the trap around the yo today? We banging that yay and slanging a short nigga DM about bitches and he on the fake page. If I say I don't care, you can fuck the bitch any day. Why the fuck would I care if I run it up anyway? Put 10 on the nigga and get it back in the day. These niggas characters, I think they animate. Could've been dead and that's why I had to make. We getting close up, we don't do no mistake. Hot ass bitch, I know you been fake. Go to New York and sit down by the bag. Get a tally full of bitches slapping they ass. If you ugly with ass, bitch, put on a mask. Can I fuck you for sure, cause I'm not about to ask. I'm not disrespect, bitch, I'm in my bag. We was riding with hard and we couldn't crash. When 12 got on us, we didn't do the dash. Dough at her dunking the dope in her ass. I pull up so fast, they thought I was flash. I'm hanging out windows, I'm geeking the blast. Can't nobody run.
Just finished my training, and before I get into my post-workout meal, I just want to share some thoughts. I'm not going to ramble on too much. I'm ridiculously hungry right now, which is great. I haven't felt like this in a while. Anyways, little recap of the session. I smashed my logbook across the board for all my back exercises. I did drop the ball on the shoulder pressing. That being said, back is a priority. My shoulders are a strong point. Not worried about that. And I know historically, if I nail my back training, my shoulder pressing always suffers after. And it's not a big deal. That's why it's on the end of the tail end of the session. Which leads me to the discussion, and I'm going to sound like a broken record because I've said this a bunch, whether it's on my channel, whether it's on Anson's podcast in the Discord, but I always want to drive home that contest prep is not a time to be walking to the gym with the mindset that you're there to preserve muscle. You should be in there with the intention of growing muscles. So just like the off season, you should have your logbook and you should be striving to beat your numbers every single time. Depending on how long your contest prep is, let's say 20 weeks to, if a contest prep is really well executed and planned, you can be beating your numbers up till 2 weeks out. And even within 2 weeks out, you could probably still feel strong, but you need to be more mindful if you're starting to, drive your estrogen down, dry out, manipulate water, stuff like that. You need to be more mindful and careful that you don't fucking tear muscle. It's not always a strength thing. So up until 2 weeks out, if everything's managed well, you should be pushing for more. Obviously, there's going to be points where, you're 30, 40 pounds down on a prep and you're going to get humbled by those weights. But you should still go in with the mindset that you're going to blow that shit up, because in contest prep, your weight's coming down, you're becoming more fit or athletic, your insulin sensitivity is improving, you're basically in an amazing environment to grow. Outside of a post-show rebound or like the first few weeks of a off-season push, realistically, when you're in the midst of your contest prep, that is probably the best environment to grow all year. So keep that in mind. Please do not go into the gym with the mindset of maintaining. And if you hit a wall where it gets to the point where you're picking up your warm-up weights and they feel like 1,000,000 pounds, that is a problem and something's being poorly managed. So that's something to feed back to your coach. Probably going to warrant some sort of training break, maybe a refeed, maybe both. But at the end of the day, you need to be going to the gym with the mindset of beating the logbook as long as you can within contest prep, or else you're selling yourself short and you're not going to bring the best look to stage. Anyways, that's it for the post-workout ramble. Gonna get into the meal now. Like I said, I'm fucking starving. So it's going to be 75 grams of whey isolate, 120 grams of cream of rice. I just do rice flour for this one. Nothing fancy there. 30 grams of honey and 150 grams of blueberries. Meal number 4 is going to be the post-workout meal. It's going to be 220 grams of cod, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of zucchini. Then again, I got 15 grams of sauerkraut, same Thai chili sauce, quarter teaspoon of salt on every meal today. After this, I'm going to catch up on some more clients and I'll be back with an overview of the entire plan. Looking at the plan here, I'm going to go over all the PEDs that are in play right now and kind of when we added them in. Starting with the anabolics, which we increased about 4.5 weeks ago. So right now it's at 1,000 milligrams a test, 210 milligrams of NPP, 500 milligrams of Masteron and Anthate. Growth hormone is at 10 units per day. That's all taken before bed. and then Arimidex 3 times per week, which traditionally on a cycle this size will keep me in a pretty good spot. Gonna get blood work in a couple of weeks to kind of see where we're at and see if we need to adjust that. But right now, no signs of high or low estrogen, so I think we're in a good spot. And then about 2 weeks later, that's when we started to introduce some of the lipolytic stuff. So SLU at 20 milligrams per day, MOTS-C at 2 milligrams per day, and Clen at 40 micrograms per day. All of those are fasted, and I pair those with my morning walk. Right now, like I said earlier in the video, still not doing any gym cardio, but still adding those fasted to the fasted walk can really help with lipolysis. And then last week, he introduced 25 micrograms of T3. This is the first time I'm using T3. And since adding it, I've seen a massive shift in body composition. I'm going to overlay a couple pictures here comparing my check-in on Friday when we made these changes, Friday of last week, compared to my check-in today, which is Wednesday of the following week, so about 5 days in between. And the introduction of T3 alongside the diet changes, the look is drastic. My physique has never shifted this quickly, so that's pretty cool to see. So that's everything that's going on PED-wise at the moment. Moving on to the diet, so there were some big changes here, and this definitely moved the needle when I talk about the big shift in body composition. So starting with training day meals, I'll kind of keep it simple. Rice meals went from 400 to 300 grams of rice. Intra, I believe I was at 50 grams of carbs before, now at 30. And otherwise, everything's pretty much the same on training days. Now, the big change was that now we're doing a bigger calorie cycle on my rest days. Before, I was eating the same rice portions. There were basically training days and rest days were the same, besides some reductions in what would be the pre and post workout meal on my training days. So now, instead of doing 300 grams of rice per meal on my rest days, we're reducing that by half. So those are just 150 grams of rice per meal, which before they were 400. So obviously that's a pretty massive reduction in food. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Still eating a good amount of food. Can't complain about that. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm not a complainer, but I was getting pretty sick of eating, just having an aggressive off season like that. So I'm welcoming the hunger with open arms, if I'm being honest. Up next is meal number 5, which is 220 grams of chicken breast, 400 grams of rice, 75 grams of zucchini, and again I got my 15 grams of sauerkraut. For the sauce, I am using Flavor Gang's takeout sauce. And while I eat this, I'm going to be watching the new podcast that the homies Anson and Rooster put out. If you haven't already checked out Anson's channel, go ahead and do that. He is pumping out multiple great podcasts every week, and I'm also on there from time to time. So go ahead, check that out. You will not regret it. 6th and final meal coming up. I was loosely given the instructions for this one, and if I'm going to keep it real, when I was shopping for everything, it did cause me a bit of anxiety. As stupid as that sounds, I know it's not that deep, but I'm just so habitual and used to knowing exactly what I'm supposed to eat to the gram that when I'm left with any sort of choice, it does kind of screw with my head. But I thugged it out. I picked whatever and just used it as an opportunity to be mature about it. Like, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's a little different if we're like a couple weeks out, but we're still 11 weeks out. I did record everything that I bought just so like I have that to reference if he wants to run this back or make any adjustments to it. But anyways, the instructions are 300 grams of 90-10 ground beef, that's raw weight, 3 burger buns, can be any burger buns, 3 pieces of cheese. It didn't specify no fat or how much fat to have in it. I went with no fat cheese. 300 grams of cooked weight fries. So those are just the frozen fries in the grocery store. Just going to do those in the air fryer. And then this is the one that kind of threw me for the loop the most. It says 1 big store-bought cookie. And I don't know how the hell to interpret that. I thought about asking my coach, but he's probably just going to tell me like it's not that deep, just get a cookie. So that, I wasn't sure if that was like a fucking Domino's pizza cookie or if that's like a Subway cookie, or probably somewhere in between. But I actually looked at the grocery store and there was like no options, so I ended up just going with a Subway cookie, which is pretty small. He was probably expecting me to get something bigger, but anyways, a good amount of food there. I'm gonna get that ready and I'll show you what it looks like. Last meal's down the hatch, and not gonna lie, I'm a little sweaty after that one. That was more food than I anticipated, but it was delicious. That's gonna bring the video to an end. I'm gonna finish my night by going for a digestion walk, and then I'm gonna finish editing this video, hopefully getting it up tonight. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching the video. Prep is really cooking up right now, getting refeeds, body's changing super quickly, so I'm excited to put out more videos documenting it. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Please leave a comment. I'm going to leave a link to my Instagram in the description. I also offer coaching. If you're interested in that, that's where you can find me. And otherwise, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.